Great.
Sorry, you go. Say it again.
I'd like to just say something before we begin. We should not scold each other if we're a few minutes late.
No, you were way more late than I was. 1 minute late. You tried to scold me.
What time did we start?
20 minutes. Last time you were 20 minutes late and looking for your dog.
We don't need to bring up last time. Let's just stay. Look,
you're lucky. You're lucky. Oh, no. You don't have a dog, and you don't know how to love an animal. You're not capable of loving a dog, so you don't understand. You're lucky I even did the podcast. My dog was missing.
I've watched your dog before, so I know how bad it feels.
No, you don't. That was a fear of repercussions, not a fear of losing a dog.
That's a good point.
No, I do. I love Murphy, but
Jess couldn't believe it that I did the podcast. She was like, "How are you going to do the podcast?" Luckily, the backstory is Murphy ran away. Someone took him to the vet. I was 20 minutes late because I was out on the road running around, almost in tears, knocking on people's doors, saying, "Have you seen the Kelpie?" And then I called the vet. He was at the vet, so I carried on with the podcast as if nothing happened.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And you were irate that I was running late when my dog was missing.
You're very brave. I actually am capable of loving animals, thank you. I haven't eaten an animal product. I love them. I just don't... I just don't want to bring them on an airplane with me or have them dining next to me.
Or pat them. You don't want to pat them. You don't
want to do Lady and the Tramp suck spaghetti with a dog or whatever. Sorry, I don't want them to be in every aspect of my life. I know it's crazy.
Have you seen a video of yourself patting a dog? It's weird. For someone who is a self-proclaimed animal lover, you don't know how to pat a dog.
I love them at a distance. I've got a different idea to you.
All right. Anyway, I did a podcast while my dog was missing. So, and you were upset really good with me. Right now we've started 15 minutes late, and that was just because you're bumbling around. So, but
we had a business call before.
We were doing a business call.
Okay.
Do you even know what that
anyway,
is?
My point was let's not scold each other. I didn't deserve to be scolded last week.
I think we started both podcasts with a sibling brawl.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's actually usually we don't speak until the afternoon when we've got into a nice mood.
Yeah.
I've never spoken to him before noon before. And it's 11.
Even when we live together.
When we live together, it's not advisable.
There was just no speaking before noon rule in the house.
No.
Yeah, Tom, yeah.
You're more of a night owl, hey?
I'm saying he's got the mood problem, not me. Okay. I'm in a great
Okay.
God. No. Look, I'm trying to bring the vibes up by saying let's not scold each other. Let's be okay with it's a Saturday morning. Let's keep it leisurely.
Yeah.
If someone's 10, 15, 20 minutes late, especially if there's a good reason,
there needs to be a good reason.
There needs to be a good reason. If your dog,
I have a child. So something I might be.
That would be a good reason. If something was happening with your beautiful daughter, that's a good reason.
Totally.
Okay.
So anyway, this week, what's been happening in your world? You've released some music.
Released a song, announced some shows, and that's basically it. Just hanging around the house.
And when are the shows? May as well give them a plug.
Yeah, may as well give them a plug. Late August, Queensland, Byron, one in Sunny Coast.
Caloundra.
A short drive.
Newcastle, a couple in New South Wales. Wollongong.
Did you say Byron?
Byron. Yeah.
Cool.
When's the Byron show? Maybe we'll come down.
Shit. I don't know which order they're in, but they're all late August.
All right. Jess and I have a special bond with Byron. We had our first date in Byron, and we got engaged in Byron. So.
Wow.
True.
Yeah.
That was a year ago, wasn't it?
We got engaged a year ago, yeah. A year ago yesterday. And Winnie
Happy anniversary, guys.
4 months old tomorrow. It's not really an anniversary because it's going to be an insignificant date once we get married, I suppose.
Okay, forget I said anything.
Yeah, no. Scrap that.
Joe, what's been going on for you?
I don't have much to report. I work an office job.
You're a lawyer. You're attorney-client privilege, I suppose.
That's
that doesn't exist?
It does.
He laughs at us.
It does exist, but I'm not talking about any specific client matters. So
that's what I'm saying. You can't talk about it.
I can't talk about my work in any detail. That's true. But also, nothing really that exciting happened. Went to the office.
He has to say that because of attorney-client privilege.
I don't think you guys know how legal professional privilege works.
He can't
we
say.
know.
He can't say he had a good time. He can't say anything.
No, I had a perfectly good time, but just not anything too noteworthy. What about you, Dave?
Good, just working. I'm working really close to home, which is good, like a 4-minute drive in beautiful property in Doonan. Great, nearly finished. Owners are on holiday, so I kind of have a run of the house, which is great. Not inside the house, obviously. It's locked up. But
Well, that's what you have to say on the podcast. It sounds like you've been
Cooking up 2-minute noodles.
letting
in there.
yourself in.
Yeah, I actually I haven't had it all to myself. There's been neighbours' kids. They have 3 kids, and the neighbours' kids have been running around being like, "Where's Johnny?" I'm like, I don't know. I think they're on holiday. And then people are driving down the driveway in nice cars, being like, "Oh, where's this?" I'm like, it's busy in there. They've been away for 2 weeks, but
Well, they're probably wondering why there's a guy in high vis wandering about the house.
Yeah, in his jocks. Eating 2-minute noodles.
I don't wear high vis.
Okay.
I just work for myself, and it's a residential job. You don't need to wear high vis unless you're on a commercial site.
Sounds dangerous, but okay.
But you haven't denied wearing jocks around the house.
No, I do actually have some not exciting, but noteworthy stuff that happened this week at work. I don't know if we need to get into it, but I did.
Please.
I did take a little recording, just in case you guys wanted to be reminded about it. I have told you a little bit about this guy. He's an excavator driver, a local guy. I think he actually might be from down Caloundra way.
Could be
Anyway.
at your show, Tom.
Yeah, he might be a fan.
And put him on the door.
No, I think he's too old to be a fan. Anyway, I got him in to do a job for me about when I first arrived about 10 months ago. He did a terrible job he fucked up everything basically. And then I asked him to come back and he said he'd have to charge me. So I just went, don't worry about it. I said, I don't want to burn this bridge by scolding this guy, but I just left it and I got someone else to come and fix up his errors. And then he's been messaging me every week, basically, since then for a year saying, hey, mate, you got any work for me this week? And then it turned into, after about 6 months, hey, mate, I'm selling my excavator. And then it turned into, hey, mate, I'm selling my truck and my excavator. He was just hitting me up constantly. And I never replied. I've got about 50 messages from him. Pardon me. And, and then he started trying to sell me his phone. And then he's just increasingly desperate messages from this guy selling possessions. And I was having
And you're not replying?
I wasn't replying at all. Having a shit week, or I was just annoyed with his messages. And I went, you know what, I'm not going to block this guy's number. I'm actually going to tell him this is insane. So I said, look, I don't want to buy a $300 phone. And while we're here, what you're doing is amounts to harassment and is insane. You fucked up a job for me, and then you have been messaging me once a week like clockwork, asking for more work. And I have never responded, and you still persist with these messages. Anyway, he responded as you'd imagine, very aggressively. And we got into a bit of a back and forth. And then he called me. And I thought, fuck, he must have pocket dialed me because I don't know him. We've been getting into a heated text exchange. And then he calls me. Anyway, I recorded some of the phone call. And it got a little bit scary and a little bit out of hand. So I'm not responding anymore because he did, as you'll hear shortly, he did threaten me.
He did threaten your life.
He did threaten my life, so I maybe shouldn't be joking about it. But yeah, if anyone recognises this guy's voice, tell him that I don't want
Crime Stoppers.
I don't want any trouble. Here we go. I'm going to try and play it through my speakers for you guys.
You're an idiot, and you're no good at your job, and you're pissed off at me because I'm telling you the truth.
Oh, if you fucking text me one more fucking time, I'm gonna fucking hunt you fucking down, cunt.
Mate, you called me. You literally called me. You texted me.
If you fucking call me one more fucking time or text me, watch out. Huh?
I have never texted you, and I have never called you. You're the one doing the texting and the calling. You are on the phone to me because you called me.
You're a fucking wanker, cunt.
You kind of had him checkmated there. He was like, "Don't text me, don't call me. You've called me and texted me."
I had at that point I had never sent a text message to him and never called him other than when I engaged him initially for work 10 months ago.
That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
so that's what's going on for me. But I have started locking the door at night, so it's funny, but I have mild
Yeah.
anxiety about it. So
Yeah. It's
Well, stay
nice.
safe.
Yeah, stay safe. Not nice to have people after you. I'm not saying he's after you. I mean, you haven't texted him or called him, right?
no,
So he shouldn't be after you.
I did heed his warning. I'm not going to.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think I'd do the same.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that because I'm following his instructions of not texting or calling, that there's no hunting. There's a lot of people up here that have guns and go hunting.
God.
You can buy. Our neighbours come around and they're like, "Oh, we've got some venison meat. I just shot it just down the road." Like,
Yeah, okay.
How many of you guys have guns? So got to be careful who you.
Fingers crossed for you.
Who you mess with? They got venison up there. I'm always surprised when I see deer in Australia. I'm like, you don't think they're here, but they are.
Yeah, there are a lot. Are they native? I don't believe. Are they native?
They're not native.
no.
No.
They're not.
They must have brought them on the first fleet or one of the ships after the first fleet.
I see deer.
That's
up
leaving
here.
a pretty big window. One of the ships after the first
One of
flight.
the first few.
Over the last 250 years, one of those ships.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine why you'd bring deer on a ship. Like, it'd be hard to even get them on the ship.
Well, sheep and cows and stuff. They also.
That'd be
are-
easy to get on the ship.
I guess deers are
deer
a
are slippery.
little bit more athletic. They could
Yeah.
jump over.
It's one thing to shoot them. There's nothing to get them to go on a ship.
Oh my god.
All right, Tom. What
Right.
was your story this week?
I want to talk about the mushroom trial. Who's interested?
I am.
Deck, you're a mushroom trial head?
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested because it's just been everywhere, and it's been a long, ongoing case.
I feel like I've got like a surface level understanding, but I haven't been. There's been like half a dozen daily podcasts like
Yeah.
reporting about every day of the trial.
Yeah.
So I'm not like in the weeds on it.
Yeah. I wasn't super, like, I was kind of late to it, but I think it's interesting, obviously, because it's full of intrigue. So, brief outline, if you don't know that much. So, this lady, Erin Patterson, she's just been convicted guilty of killing 3 people with a poison. And also, we should keep in mind, it's like sad. So, I'm not going to try to be funny.
Okay. Noted.
The three people she killed with poisoned beef Wellington.
With poison mushrooms.
With death cap mushrooms, which she dehydrated herself and put into the beef Wellington.
And I think she's also been found guilty of attempted murder for one other person that she fed the.
Who was also there? Who was a
also at the
pastor,
lunch.
an old fella. And so the people who she killed were her ex-parents-in-law, their sister, and the pastor was their sister's husband. So like in-laws.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and then the other detail is she had tried to kill her husband years before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, with poisoning. He was like in a coma for 20 days and they were sort of charging her and then they dropped the charge when this murder charge came up.
Oh.
So she's been poisoning people. Like,
Wow, what kind of poison did she use to try and kill her husband?
They don't know, but he was like almost dead and came back to life.
Wow, I did not know that part of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he was invited that day as well with the beef Wellington. And he said no. I think maybe because I don't know if he knew that she had attempted to kill him before, or I think if he did know that he probably had good reason to avoid the lunch.
Yeah.
Probably had good reason to tell your parents not to go either.
Right.
The
He
parents
must have
are
known.
the parents are like, "Oh yeah, I know you tried to kill my son, but I'm gonna let's sit down and have a nice beef
Tuck
Wellington."
into this beef Wellington.
He mustn't have known.
He mustn't have known, I guess, yeah.
Is beef Wellington, if I'm not mistaken, is like a big log of beef wrapped in mushrooms
Pastry.
and then
In
wrapped
pastry.
in pastry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually made a Wellington, vegetarian Wellington for Christmas a couple of years ago. So I'm happy to speak on it as the Wellington expert. I was thinking it'd be funny if they had to bring in a Wellington expert for the trial.
I mean, there are also all sorts of expert witnesses that get called into trials. I don't know if they would have had a beef Wellington expert. Well, it was actually. Did you see that the recipe that she used was from this famous?
Cookbook.
Yeah, this chef, Recipe Teen Eats.
Oh.
So she's had to come out and, I don't know, disavow.
She said that this wasn't exactly my recipe.
Yeah, it's not. She's made a few tweaks.
But yeah, it's quite. There was a lot of lies that this lady. She said she didn't have a dehydrator, and she did have a dehydrator.
Yeah.
She said the mushrooms she bought from an Asian grocery in Melbourne, but she didn't. She foraged them. So she foraged the death cap mushrooms, dehydrated them, and then put them in the beef Wellington.
And then she tried to throw. They found that dehydrator right at the tip.
Yeah, they got CCTV of her at the tip. I don't know if they found. Do they find it?
I think they did find the dehydrator.
Yeah. You don't throw out a perfectly good dehydrator if you're just dehydrating normal mushrooms and you're innocent.
And you've got nothing to hide.
Yeah. She also threw out her phone and got a new phone. She's guilty as sin, gotta say.
Not a great sign of you discarding your phone after a beef Wellington lunch.
Well, the Google searches would have been, what do death cap mushrooms look like?
Yeah.
How to identify poisonous mushrooms.
Yeah. Hoss long to die in cold.
Yeah.
That's from the... do you know that case?
Yeah, hoss long to die in cold. I know about that.
Explain that.
No, thanks. No, just a little... No, I will, sorry. There's a trial in Boston that's like... do you know it?
No.
Okay, so the trial in Boston where there's police officers and this woman was accused of killing her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the police officers' wives, who was sort of at the crime scene, at 2:30 a.m. had Googled "Hoss long to die in cold," and this is how the guy died out in the snow by
Right.
himself.
So she
Instead
was-
of
she was-
how long.
How long to die in the cold?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's still ongoing, or is that anyway? Not a
She got off.
hoss
She got
long
off.
to die in
Karen
cold.
Reid, that's her name.
Karen Reid.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all pretty grim, this whole true crime.
It is. Well, it's funny you should say that because the true crime element of it, I think, is interesting. Like the way that it's been reported in the media, with the daily podcast at the end of every day of trial, it's like turning a kind of a live criminal proceeding that's still ongoing into a kind of like true crime format, like podcast. We're in this era of true crime podcasts being huge and so popular, and they're turning like this, Australian tragedy into this kind of media frenzy true crime format, daily kind of reporting.
It does
With all
feel
this
pretty American.
intrigue and mystery. It does feel pretty American, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that show?
Spectacle of
It's called Only Murderers in the Building with Selena Gomez and
Yeah.
it's a bit like
She
that.
can't really act, though, can she?
She's not an awesome actor,
She's quite stiff. I mean,
but the
God
show
love her.
has some comedic value. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing, I mean, the true crime podcasts that are just looking at old cold cases and stuff. That's one thing, but it does feel a little bit like if it was your family members that had been killed or murdered, and you had these people just like creating content for views, like
Unlike what we're doing right now, which is
It is
more
a bit-
honourable, and we're seriously assessing it.
Yeah, completely unresearched, just going, she's guilty.
I've
Yeah.
researched. I've done a lot of research.
It does seem a bit fucked up.
Yeah. So all the other people podcasting about it, stop.
It's immoral. What you are
immoral
doing
and
is
cheap.
immoral.
Well, the story I wanted to talk about this week, which I think is actually a good news political story,
Cool.
is South Australia, as of the 1st of July, being the first place in the world to ban political donations. So, historically, and I guess in other jurisdictions around Australia and the world, private companies, third parties like unions, business organisations donate to political parties and to candidates. I mean, kind of ostensibly to gain some sort of influence over the candidates and have a hand in shaping the policies and influencing the policies. So South Australia has said no more. Peter Malinowskis, who's the Labor Premier, has kind of got out on the front foot and said, we're going to be the first place to do this. So as of July 1, no private donations to registered parties, sitting MPs or party candidates. And they're moving to a completely publicly funded model.
I read the headline or saw a quick thing. Is it also individuals, no donations at all? Or is it donations from companies?
No donations at all.
Across the board?
So, well, there's a couple of kind of small caveats. That's like new entrants, people wanting to run. They get a kind of quite a modest amount from the government as well, or from public funds, but they're also to kind of try to keep an even playing field. They can accept private donations up to $5,000 because as an incumbent, someone who's already in office, you kind of got the advantage. So to try to even the playing field, people who are running for the first time can still get small private donations. And I guess the other caveat is like third parties running campaigns. So you'll see in all election campaigns, there might be unions running campaigns on certain industrial relations issues, or there might be, the Minerals Council or the mining sector running a campaign on something. That's still allowed, but that's capped at funding. The funding for that is capped at $450,000. But, it's working for Malinowskis. There was a poll recently in South Australia, and he's on, I think, two-party preferred, like 67% of the vote. And on the preferred premier rating, so the opposition leader is this guy, Vincent Tarzia, the Liberal leader. He's leading 72% to 14%. He's got a 58-point margin on him. So if the election next March, if those results are borne out in the election, the Liberals might hold 2 seats in the Parliament, which would be an absolute historic result for Malinowskis and Labor. So,
so
whatever he's doing, it's working.
He's going to end up as the GOAT Premier.
He could in South Australia if he sticks around.
Do you guys remember when former Premier Mike Rand went for a swim in the Padawalunga because he was trying to claim that it was clean? And he jumped in his Speedos and he swam across and he came out the other side.
Explain what the Padawalunga is.
The Padawalunga is like an inlet river at Glenelg down in Adelaide. And it's a heavily polluted... It's basically...
Was it the Padawalunga or the Torrens?
I think it was the Padawalunga.
I think it was the Pat. Yeah, it was the Padawalunga, which is worse than the Torrens, I think.
I feel like someone has done a swim across the Torrens. Someone famous for maybe a different reason, though.
Yeah. I think that's ringing a bell as well, but I just remember that Mike Rand claiming that the Padawalunga was like not polluted, and he's like, I'd swim across it, and then he did on camera with journos everywhere, like in his Speedos.
So was he in Speedos?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a more funny image. I think you might be combining the
maybe Tony Abbott.
Tony Abbott in his
Tony
Speedo
Abbott did the Speedo
with Mike Rand. I feel like Mike Rand was in like a neck high,
Rashi. Yeah.
Rashi.
Well, anyway, I remember him just climbing out and having like moss and like shit on it. It was just filthy.
And then immediately taking a 2-week hospital
break.
It's
giving a bit of Ben Cousins when he...
Swan River, shout out
Swan River in Perth. I think saw some flashing lights up ahead and aborted mission and took off swimming across the Swan River.
Yeah. It's not good to drive under the influence.
He would have been... Hey?
But if you do swim... But he didn't get away with it, did he?
No, he got
caught. I have a less iconic but kind of intriguing story that you might have heard about. It's pretty fresh. I fear that we're going to release this podcast in a day or two, and maybe there will be more information. I saw just 18 minutes before we started this podcast. I
Yeah.
saw there was already an update. But basically, it's this kid who went missing. His name's Darcy Deefholts, off Woolly Beach. Woolly Beach
Good
is
name.
like
Great name.
it's like a 2-hour drive south of Byron on that New South Wales north coast. It's a pretty small town, and he was seen fishing. He had his longboard on him, and then he was surfing, and then he never came back in. Obviously, they found his bike and his hoodie and stuff, and they're like, it's been taken by a shark. Must have been taken by a shark. So they were searching for him all through the night, and the parents were fearing the worst, obviously, as you would, and then he was found the next morning on an island 13 or 14 k's offshore.
Whoa.
I read
How
this
did
and I
he
was like, yeah,
get
well,
there?
I read that and I was like, wow, that's a long way to be like swept out. And if you're a surfer and you have a longboard, like how bad must the conditions have been? So I looked up the conditions.
So he was surfing?
He was surfing. That's what they were saying in the news.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, it must have been like stormy surf, really bad rips. Anyway, so I looked it up and it was like flat. There was no bad weather, no surf, and no one was surfing with him because there was no surf. So no one saw where he went. And then in those early reports, they were saying, yeah, he was. There wasn't really bad weather, so we're not sure. And then but there was some currents that maybe he got swept out in. Pardon me. Anyway, I was just alarm bells for me. I was going, this is sus. Like, what's he up to?
You think he's paddled out?
Well, yeah, but I was anyway. There was that's what I was thinking. I thought he's maybe doing something, trying to get a bit of attention or a bit of clout. 34 minutes ago, it's kind of shitting on my story, but I thought it was going to be some major intrigue, like he's paddling out to try and find a
Treasure.
or like a missing cocaine haul that's been lost off the coast or some stuff.
You wouldn't go out on your surfboard, though, would you? You'd need a boat.
Yeah. Well, he's a 19-year-old little grom. I don't know. I thought there was going to be something really intriguing, but I think he's just a kook and he's just paddled out, and there's
Just a rip took him out.
no, a rip did not take him out. It has now been
no rip.
reported that authorities originally thought Deefholts was sucked out to sea by a rip. Police now believe he made his way out there intentionally, the Daily Telegraph reports. It's understood his actions are being treated as a mental health incident. So,
So he
Not-
paddled out 13 kilometres.
yeah.
And did he know where he was going? Did he have a little compass?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing that I looked up, because I was thinking 13 kilometres, you wouldn't be able to see, surely, an island that's 13 kilometres away, right?
Can't you only see a couple Ks? Or?
Yeah, I've been out, on my friend's boat, and when you're 3 k's offshore, you can't see, mate, you can
Land.
sometimes see the tops of trees. So I'm thinking, man, this guy, and then I looked up some photos from the shore of Woolly, and you can just on the edge of the horizon see a little rocky, rocky island.
Is it a tall? If it's
Yeah,
tall,
it's a tall rocky island. So,
Wow.
but at
I mean,
night
that must have
time,
been just beckoning him from birth. You know, when you've just been looking at something for years.
You're like,
It
today's
was
the day.
It was calling for him. He could only resist so long.
today is the day. It's 4:30, and the sun sets at 5:15, and I'm going to start paddling on my longboard at 15 k's out to the
That's
island.
that's an impressive paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in the next few days we'll probably get some updates from the
Well,
man.
glad he's okay. That's
man himself.
wild.
Yeah, I mean the marine authorities and stuff, they were saying, it's very rare we get to participate in a search with a happy ending, so we're just
True.
elated
So they weren't.
to-
Yeah, they were happy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, when's the last time a surfer doesn't come in at night and then they search all night and then they just find him alive on an island? It's like, doesn't happen. They're taken by
Triumphant.
sharks.
Triumphant. Yeah,
Triumphant
I
on
think it's a
the
great story.
island.
Just drinking from a coconut.
Just chilling. It's a completely rocky, uninhabited island. It's not.
What's
not
it called? It's not Lord Howe. Is that will be further south? Is it?
No, it's called. It's just called like what was it called? A really boring name called like North Remote Island or something.
They should call it Darcy Default Island.
You should have it named after him.
Yeah,
Darcy
Musician.
Default sounds like a musician's name.
Right? Like a 2008 kind of electro.
it's spelled Deefholts. So
Yeah,
Deefholts,
Default.
not default.
Well, in the Australian accent, I think we can get away with
Darcy
default.
Default.
Yeah, it's called North Solitary Island. Yeah.
Oh.
But there was one other funny bit that I wanted to mention, that one of the marine search and rescue guys said, that the surf wasn't bad, so we were more worried about a possible encounter with a large predatory fish. A possible encounter with a large predatory fish. It's like, just say we're
a
worried
shark.
about a shark attack.
Yeah.
We think he's been taken by a shark.
It makes you think of other dangerous fish, like a marlin or something. The ones with a big sharp nose.
Yeah, I don't think they're
Skewed
dangerous
by a
to
marlin.
We're worried that he could have been impaled by a large predatory sawfish.
Sawfish. Chopped in half by a sawfish's nose.
Yeah. Oh, well, hopefully this guy comes out in the next few days and, on his
Launches
Instagram
his
or whatever.
music career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I hope
hear
he's
that
not,
electro, my guy.
I hope it's just he's just says something like, yeah, I was just curious, so I decided to paddle out. I hope he's not actually having a full mental health crisis.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
wouldn't be
hope so.
funny at all.
Yeah.
But he's
Well,
in good spirits, they say. So
That's a happy ending, for
yeah.
sure.
We'll give you the update on Darcy Deefholts next week.
Nice.
So, Tom,
Yeah.
we want to do our first segment called Kook of the Week.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few kooks, I guess, but I think the one that I wanted to point out, I don't know if you saw it, Dad, because you're not in Melbourne anymore. There's a police chase yesterday, and a guy stole a car. I think he carjacked it in St Kilda.
And it had the chopper out live on TV, right?
I did see a clip from the end of the chase.
Yeah.
OJ,
Oh, you saw it?
It was OJ Simpson-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's headed out west to Point Cook, which is where Memphis's mum lives. Shout out. And he's running through signs and stuff, and then he jumps out of his van, or stolen van, while it's still rolling.
Out the window,
Out the
right?
window, and it looks like he's broke. Like his ankle just
The car's like
his ankle just
smashed.
pops. And then he jumps straight up, and the police van fucking rams him.
The police
So-
car had not slowed down very much either. It was really.
So that's what I want to.
It was like a high-speed chase, to be fair.
That's what I want to mention. Let's not be fair. Oh no, let's be fair. So that's what I want to mention. Alright, so first thing, yeah, obviously you carjack someone, and you get smashed by jumping out the car, and also smashed again by the police car. You kind of get kook of the week. But the real kook of the week are the people commenting and saying, oh, like, you play stupid games, get stupid prizes, blah blah blah. Everyone's sort of congratulating the police for hitting him with the car. Are we not ever gonna? Is no one gonna stop and be like, the police car didn't break? Like, just because you're in a high-speed chase doesn't mean you can just smash someone with your car. Like, let's look into this.
But you see that at the end of chases, every one of those American chases that you see with the camera, the cops are so G'd up on adrenaline. They've just been chasing this guy going 150 through the side streets. They finally chase him down and catch him, and then they're so hyped up, they bash the fuck out of him every time.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even if they completely surrender, put their hands on the ground and hands behind their back, the cops all go up to them and just pummel them for a few minutes before they put them in handcuffs.
I guess, look, I'm not advocating for police violence. I guess the justification for those people saying, you get what you deserve kind of thing when the police car hit him is he carjacked someone and then started a high-speed pursuit and put lives at risk.
Yeah. Well, but the point
So
of...
if you get a little nudge by the police car at the end...
Well, I'm going
It wasn't a little nudge. It was he got hit at about 60 kilometers an
He hit him
hour.
at full speed. I guess the point is of like the justice system operating with like some sort of standards is somebody, not this guy probably, but somebody might actually be innocent. They might have they might have got the wrong guy. I mean, this guy's in a stolen
This
car.
guy's leaped out of a moving car.
But the whole point is there's a process that needs to take place, such as not hitting someone with your car.
That's step one of
That's-
the process.
yeah, and then a reasonable defense. A
Yeah.
lawyer, be allocated all these things. It's all part of the justice system. And you can't just like ignore one part.
The initial arrest can't start with a...
We can't accept any violence, even if the guy was the worst guy in the world. You can't really accept any violence from police. I know it sounds crazy, but police shouldn't be able to just do violence to people.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound
No.
crazy to me.
It's probably a fair take.
Yeah.
Joe, even the lawyer thinks it's a fair take. I actually have a semi-related story. It just sprung into my mind when he said the guy who jumped from the car. And maybe Jess won't want me to tell this story, but it was when she was 18. So I think it's like the statute of limitations on telling stories. It's past. She can't get annoyed about it. It was when she told me, she was like, listen how crazy this guy is. It's her ex-boyfriend from when she was 18. And she told me this story to try and, tell me how crazy he was. But I ended up just almost in tears laughing, being like, that's fucking hilarious. So she got the phone call. He was like, oh, can you come pick me up? Leaving this party. It was around midnight. She was like, no worries. They were living together at this point. And then she went and picked him up from the party. And then as they're driving home, he goes, actually, can you drop me into town? This is in Adelaide, so we all know. I think on Port Road or something. She goes, no, I'm not taking you to town. I just got out of bed to pick you up. We're going home. He goes, no, my mates are going to town. I really just drop me into town. And she goes, no. And then he just goes, pops the door and just rolls out of the car while she's going 60. And she's freaked, slams on the brakes like, oh my God. And does a U-turn. Port Road, though, it's like there's a big...
sometimes a kilometre and a big bit.
Yeah,
in the
you have to
middle,
do a big U-turn. So she slows down and then she turns around and she's looking for him and she can't see him. He's hiding.
Oh my God.
So she's driving around slowly, middle of the night, no cars around, driving around like with the windows down looking for him, and he's like in the bushes. And she hangs around for like 15, 20 minutes, and then 50 metres up the road, she sees a taxi pull up, and he runs out of the bushes into the taxi and gets the taxi into town.
And he needed to get to Red Square.
Oh, he needed to get to Red Square.
Town was calling. So, I mean, that's kind of good for you because you just have to beat that.
The bar
That
is
was-
fucking on the floor.
That
Yeah.
was the standard you had to reach as a partner.
She's like, this guy is lovely.
This guy's a true gentleman. Yeah. I honestly though, fucking jumping out of a moving car just so you can go to
wild.
town. But 18-year-old, I almost can see
When
the
you want
logic.
to go, you want to go, yeah.
Yeah. I would have done that probably at 18.
So how long did they stay together? Or?
That was a long relationship for a few years. So
Yeah.
I don't know how close that was to the end, or whether that was like
That might have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
it
Yeah.
may have been. We didn't really go into it, but
But, you can be so deep in a situation where something crazy happens and it sort of drags on afterwards,
yeah,
He
there's a lot of
he ejected himself out of the car the night before, but then he comes around the next day.
it's pretty crazy shit. But very humorous. So it's important to be able to laugh. Oh, hopefully Jess laughs at this and isn't shocked and appalled that I'm talking about it. But I cracked up, and she was laughing when she told me about it. Really, so
So
we'll see.
everyone should be able to laugh about it then.
Yeah.
yeah,
I hope he's all right,
Yeah.
Yeah, Godspeed. We won't mention his name.
No.
I don't even
I think
know what
that's
his
the
last
right
name
decision.
is. But anyway,
Well, I saw a friend of mine from school get hit by a car, Allegra.
Whoa.
It was crazy. She went skidding.
yeah, and
I was-
Blackwood.
Did you say she went skidding?
She went skidding, yeah, and it was.
Was she okay?
It was a Rev4, yeah. She was fine.
I
She
was
was
picking
just
you
covered
up.
in. She was covered in scabs. Were you in the car?
I was picking you up from the bus stop, and I saw the aftermath as well. She was cut up.
She was on the way to work at Subway, and I was looking. I was like, oh, it's Allegra in the mirror, and then I saw her get hit by a Rev4. Anyway, I saw you get run over by a car too, but that's another story. for
While
another
we're
day.
on the topic, yes, that did happen. I did get run over
Yeah,
when I was this small boy.
cars are dangerous.
I live to tell the tale.
we actually just found a photo of you recently. Perhaps we can flash it on the screen when you were in hospital after being run over. Warren Treadray and Stewie Dew came in for the children's ward visit.
So true. Stewie Dew, I'm happy to still be associated with. Warren Treadray has become one of those sovereign citizens who doesn't believe in Australian law.
Some controversy. I think he believes in it. He just doesn't want to pay the bill or whatever it was. You know?
Yeah, he has a costs order against him.
Wow. I think if you've won the Coleman Medal, you become a sovereign citizen.
You're
You don't have
immune
to-
from the
You're
Australian
immune
law.
from prosecution.
So Stewie Dew and Warren Treadray were both
Oh,
AFL players for Port Adelaide.
Hey,
Yeah,
if
in
people
the
don't
golden
know
era.
Stewie Dew and Warren Treadray,
that's their own problem.
You got to remember, there's a whole
They can Google it.
East Coast of people who
yeah, that's
just
true.
watch
But they
and
are
support rugby.
two of the most iconic Adelaide football players from Port.
I mean, there could be people from other countries as well.
That's true.
Stewie Dew's built like a brick shit house.
That's true.
He did a couple of years at an NFL team, didn't he, as a punter, because he could kick the ball about 80 metres.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever saw playing time, but I think he went over there and gave it a crack.
Yeah, he did. And more recently was coaching the Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He used to come to my school because he was going out with one of the...
Say
It's probably
teacher.
boring.
Please say teacher.
No, he was an ex-student. Yeah,
Okay.
ex-student. Who's an actor. And they used to come and do little inspiring speeches.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't your school ask you to come back and do an inspiring speech a few years ago?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Phone hasn't rung.
Would you accept? What would you have to say?
I'd probably just ramble about some anti-authority stuff.
I remember when our auntie Jane got you to. She had a bunch of her year 7s at Cabra. And they were all fans of yours, and she said, "Yeah, I'll get him on." And Tom, can you talk to them about going on to high school and blah blah blah? Do you remember doing this? I remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Fuck, iconic that you don't remember. So you went on a Zoom with our auntie Jane and all of her I think she was a counsellor as well. So I think they were like the naughty boys. And there was about 10 or 15 of them, and they all gathered into the webcam, and they were like, "Yeah, all day, blah, blah, blah." And they went quiet, and you're like, "Yeah, just wanted to say, guys, just want you to always remember, school doesn't mean shit. You don't have to do well in school. It doesn't matter." And then Jane was like, "No, don't say that."
I must have been a very young, immature man.
I think you were about 18 or 19, so very...
That accords, yeah.
Yeah. School's great for some people,
Yeah,
Good, it was good, for you, sort of.
good for me.
Not so much for me and Dak.
Worked out for you guys, though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it for the hangs,
Yeah.
Like quitting is so, when people quit, it's like, what are you going to do? School is where everyone is when you're that age. You just stay home. You go to school, that's where everyone's hanging out.
Yeah,
Very
school was
true.
great. Didn't get the best results because we were too busy hanging out, but it was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I have no regrets.
I used to just go and research. The guy was like, I'm not, by the time I got to year 12, I would say, I'm not an idiot. I just like to research my own topics at my own speed. And so I would go into the computer room. I would skip classes, go into the computer room and look up Bigfoot. And spend all day reading about Bigfoot and then just go home.
I remember you. I remember hearing the ancient aliens, fucking civilizations playing in your room,
That kind of shit.
yeah.
And I'd research it properly. I'd be like, I've got to put the same effort into this Bigfoot stuff and the ancient civilizations to show that I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm just not interested in school. So I'm putting in the hours for sure.
That's funny.
Before Alex Jones was a full Sandy Hook denying psycho, I remember must have been probably 2008 areas, and he had, I think it's still the same show that he has now,
Yeah.
but before he was a total nut job. I mean, he had some nut job tendencies, but I remember you were into his conspiracies from a very young age.
Yeah, to be fair to me, I had no I didn't know what any of that stuff meant. I would always be like, he talks about Christianity and like stuff a lot.
Right, you didn't know where he sat on the political
Spectrum. I didn't understand there was a political. I mean, really.
In 2008, who did?
Yeah, so I was going to like clubs and telling girls like conspiracies and they'd be like, "Where'd you hear that?" And I'd be like, "Alex Jones." She'd be like, "That guy's like a right-wing nut job."
In the smokers area. You know 9/11 was an inside job?
How did that work out for you as a strategy?
Just as expected, I think.
Was it kind of cutting edge conspiracies though back then? Because now like that saying is just like, it's almost a meme.
It was a lot more fresh at the time, you have to remember.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, and it was Adelaide. So, it was kind of, it was kind of out there.
Yeah.
And now it's just become mainstream.
You're the trendsetter for 9/11 being
One of
an
them.
inside job.
One of them. My generation, that was like that's one of the things. I don't believe that. I believe everything normal, and I want to be associated with brands. Please.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could do a conspiracy corner segment, but maybe not a good idea.
I actually saw an interesting one this morning. We're going out there.
All right, we're entering dangerous territory.
No, I've only just seen this for the first time.
Great thing to bring up then.
Didn't have time to look into it because I was about to walk out the door. Everyone who got the COVID jab.
Oh my God.
This is a conspiracy. I've just read it. I'm not saying I agree with it. Everyone who's got the COVID jab is giving out a Bluetooth signal.
What's the conspiracy? What does it accomplish? What are they saying is the?
You didn't get that.
What is the conspiracy? Like the Bluetooth is doing what?
I think there's something about using it to like transfer Bitcoin from person to person or something. I don't know.
You might have to do a little bit more research on that one.
Yeah.
Come back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could do a conspiracy corner if they're all going to be that fucking dumb. Now, you wouldn't alienate any brands, Tom. Don't worry.
We think very normal things, and we.
I do.
Joe is a certified normie.
Oh, I'm happy to take that badge.
Yeah.
That's the brand. That's the brand Joe's trying to cultivate.
Yeah.
Normal guy.
It's just who I am. To be clear, I'm trying to distance myself from these conspiracy theories.
All right. No, I'm gonna put on my Bluetooth on my phone, take it near Joe's arm, and see what happens. No, I got the jab as well. So there you go.
So we're all full of Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I knew I'd been feeling weird, so.
We were all living in. Oh, Joe, you weren't. We were living in Melbourne, so I was like, if you wanted to fucking eat at a restaurant, you had to get the jab. So it wasn't really. I mean, I have plenty of people from other states that didn't bother going and getting it, but it was almost essential in Melbourne if you wanted to exist for the next
Basically
6 months
was,
once we reopened. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do shows and stuff, so I was like, it's out of my hands.
You want to travel? Yeah, you had to do it.
I don't know. It didn't seem to do much to me, but I don't know. Once they turn on the big switch,
Once they turn on the Bluetooth switch.
we'll see how I feel then.
God. Well, on that note, maybe we should hit the big switch as well.